Hello and welcome to my YouTube Vent channel. My name is Fritzy and I'll be talking about the 22LR version STG-44, as you can see here on that sitting up table. And I am up here in the Great White North in this lovable country called Canada. This video is also being sponsored by two lazy puppies, as you can see there and there. So, let's get down to business, and please send us those likes. Thank you. So, sitting here is my STG-44 22 rifle, and now I've been reading a lot, not really reading, but more watching videos on the history of this rifle, or the 22 version, and a lot of people mention the MP43, the STG-44, the MP44, however you want to name it. But the predecessor to this, which a lot of people do not mention, is the MKB-42, which derives its name from the year 1942, where the first assault rifle was ever made, which was the grandfather to the MP43 and the MP44. Now, the features on the MKB-42, which had a bayonet lug, which would be at the front, somewhere around here, and the features were a lot different compared to this. Like, over the years, there was a bit of progression on the design and model of the firearm itself. The features on this rifle, which is almost by par to the original, is in the back here, which would be your buttstock compartment. This would hold your tool to remove the handguard, as well would be a tool to load up your right here your STG-44 mags or MP44 mags. But this is a 22 version, so you don't need it, but I'm willing to get it just for aesthetic looks. The feature on here also is the iron sights are amazing on this thing. It's very accurate, and the rear sight here is it's exactly just like the K98 iron sights, exactly like the K98 iron sights. So they did a good job, except for the windage and elevation on here. That's one of the features I don't really like, but hey, it's a replica, right? Over here is your selector switch. Your bottom is your safety. Your top is your fire. Now, for this, because this is for civilian use, we're only able to get semi-automatic. So this is by par to the original too. Your first selector would be your semi, and then your selector switch for fully automatic would be this button right here. This would be your selector switch for fully automatic. And your takedown pin to remove the stock and to open it up would be right here, which is exactly like the original. Also, when you pull back the charging handle, I'm not sure if you could see that, your dust cover flips open. Now, I'm not too sure if most of you know about this, but the dust cover originated obviously from Germany, and was adopted by American forces later down the road. So the M16, the AR-15, and so on and so forth, and in between, they adopted the German-style dust cover. And obviously that's your mag release right here. You pull that, your mag comes out, everything. What's also neat about this, which kind of really doesn't peeve me off a bit, but it doesn't go the full length. It doesn't go the full length of your receiver. So, but that's okay. And you could lock it up and you slap it down just like an MP style. What I really want to get into on this video was the performance it had with certain ammunition, and if you are inclined to buy one of these, to go for the ammunition I do recommend. Now, I want to start off with the two worst type of ammunition to use, which I had a lot of trouble, and it was a disaster. So let's go with the Winchester Super X right here. These are hollow points, and the FPS is 1280, as you can see. Now, with this, I had tons of problems with it. It was stovepiping, it wasn't cycling. After when you fired, it wouldn't cycle a new one, so on and so forth. It was just garbage, complete garbage, considering the FPS on that. Overall, it did not perform well, so I would not recommend using the Super X model. The next was the Remington Vipers. Now, looking at the FPS on this, if I could focus this, you're looking at 1410 feet per second, which is pretty darn good because there's enough powder in there to cycle a new round. Same thing, just like the Super X, I had a lot of problems. It was jamming almost every 5 rounds after that, stovepiping, not cycling. It was just terrible, just complete garbage as well. It's probably, I'm probably guessing it's the bullet design. It's not rounded. It's somewhat pointed, or not really pointed, but a semi-wad cutter. It didn't perform well. The next type of ammunition I used, which I absolutely do adore and did like using, which was the Blazers. They absolutely performed well. I had nice groupings, and don't forget 22. There is pretty darn amazing, and they are accurate. Back to the Blazers. I guess it's because of the bullet tip there. It was cycling better than the others, but I had no problems with this. This is going at 2.5 kilometers. So it has enough pressure in there to cycle a new one. I had no jamming feeds, no cycling feeds, you name it. This was absolutely a blessing in disguise. The next type of ammunition I was using was the Remington Yellow Jackets. Now, I was a bit skeptical at first because I had problems with the Vipers, but just looking at the back, it's going over 1,500 feet per second, which is pretty darn amazing, I do have to say myself. I had no problems with it. Yes, there was maybe 1 or 2 jams, but overall experience with the Yellow Jackets was amazing. Like, I was able to perform well. The loading feed and everything was it was amazing. I would recommend using the Yellow Jackets if you have any around. Also, another type of ammunition I was using is the CCI Stingers 22LR, and this is going about 1640 feet per second. Once again, these are round tipped too, so I guess it's oh, sorry, no, they're not. They're hollow point. Yeah, looking at it, they're hollow point. But anyway, these actually performed amazing. I don't know how to describe it. It was just amazing. The cycling, there was no jams at all. I absolutely recommend it, and it's only 32 grains, copper plated and hollow points. So there's enough pressure in that tiny little bullet to cycle a new round and have no jams at all. Another type of round I was using was the CCI's Shoot 'em Up mini mags, and these are going for 1260 feet per second. Now, what I find very weird about this is that the Vipers are going about 1280. Not the Vipers. It's the Super X. They're going about 1280 right there. And I thought I had the same issues, but apparently, no. They actually performed fantastic. I had no problems with it. It performed well. Cycling, the whole 9 yards, was pretty darn good. I'll show you the type of bullets. If I could get it out. Yeah, they're round. They're round, so it's cycled properly, and they performed absolutely well. And I do adore them, and I will continue to use these for performances, as well as the other brands I do mention. Other than that, this is an overall well-made firearm, and I absolutely do like, and I recommend anybody going out there in getting one for a nice little plinker and historical value. Here in Canada, they're about going for $600. I was lucky to get mine off of another site here in Canada they were selling it for $512, $510. So I paid about $580 for it. So that's pretty darn good. Then that's with taxes and all. So if you were to buy one here in Canada, you would be paying about $600 plus tax and everything. You'd be paying about $660, $680, give or take, depending on where you're getting it. So that's about it. This is the review for the STG 44 22 version, and I absolutely adore. So thank you very much for coming and listening to this video and watching it. So please support me on Patreon. You could reach me on Facebook. I'll put links in below. I am also a big gamer. So if you find me on Steam, my Steam name is Fritzy43. Come join me in any game I'm willing to play. All right, you guys take care, and greetings here from Canada to you. Take care. Bye.